Hi YouTube, Coinpicker here. Here are my thrift store finds for the past week. First of all, we have this art pottery, mid-century modern, they call it, cat. And it's from Sweden. And it was made by the Gustavsberg Art Pottery Studio in Sweden. And the designer is Larson. And these things actually go for pretty good money. It just came in at the Salvation Army thrift store with a few items like in I guess their little trolley cart of new products, that was just donated and priced. And I looked at it, I thought, that looks very interesting. Let me do a quick online search. Especially there was the name underneath, the original label. And it just had that artsy, feeling to it. So it was only $3.99. And in perfect shape, these go for roughly about $100 Canadian. And he has a friend, or she. This little guy, or gal. Isn't that cute? And this one has another label. Sarah. Oh, sorry, not Sarah. Lisa. Oh no, I keep on mixing Sarahs and Lisas. Oh. Anyways, Lisa Larson. Has a ring to it, right? And yeah, it says designed by Lisa Larson, $2.99. And has this imprint of an E, letter E. And it's roughly about $100 as well. It was part of a series called like Small Zoo, and then there's like larger ones called like Big Zoo. Pretty cool. Well, I think that's what it translates to. Anyways, this one is in perfect shape, but this one unfortunately looks like the tail was repaired, glued back on, and let's see. Yeah, see that little bit of a chip there missing. But I see like a fault line at the base of the tail. But they did an okay job in putting it back together. Just a tiny bit of a loss at the base of the tail. But I was thinking, maybe I'll put it on for sale. Just for fun. I'm just curious. But definitely worth my $4. This one, I'm not sure if I would sell. I mean, it is cute and it is in great shape. And it has also has the label. Obviously, I'm gonna get rid of this label. I'll keep this label. But it's so cute. Oh. Anyways, not typically the stuff I buy, art pottery, but I like the art aspect of it. So definitely a winner. And yeah, this one is actually cheaper, $2.99. I'll pay that all day long. All right, so I'd say, for damaged piece that has been repaired, if it was $100, perfect. Maybe I'll try to get 10 times my money for an imperfect piece. And this is priceless. No, not for sale, no. Maybe, once I get bored of it. Oh, I can't get bored of you, kitty kitty. All right, moving on. Moving on to jewelry. It's not gonna be a huge haul, but what it lacks in quantity, it makes up in quality. I was looking at the Salvation Army jewelry counter, like under glass, and looking at the rings, and this caught my eye. Doesn't look like much. It looks like all the stones have been plucked out or something, right? Looks like maybe a silver ring, maybe not. Price was, even though it doesn't look like it, but it's actually $8.99. I said $8.19, but she said, no, we don't price it that way. $8.99 it is. So why I figured this was something special, number one, I try to look for the marks inside, but let's say, I'll get to that later. Leave that for last. Anyways, I look at the style and it looks like very Art Deco-ish, like very linear, very long. Like 1920s. Yeah, I'd say 1920s, 1930s. But, all right, you guys have to look at this. There's like these, I believe, what appears to be, let's just get this in focus. It appears to be sapphires, like little baguette sapphires right in the corners. And there's like two, like come in pairs, like 2, 4, 6, and then it's only 7. Like one is missing there. And when I look closely, this piece is very clean. Doesn't really look like any dirt or any age, like wear to it. But, you know, if all the stones were pried, like the prongs would be all like bent out of place and everything. It looks like this was unfinished jewelry. And maybe it was a state of a jeweler. And this was, you know, one of the pieces he never got around finishing. And what's really curious, there is remnants of red wax inside. Just a little bit here and there. So I was thinking maybe that was part of the processing or made, you know, like when they cast this ring in platinum, they use like the lost, the lost wax method where they make a sample ring out of wax and make all the little details and whatnot, put a mold around it and then pour the molten metal into the form, melts away the wax, you know, and it's lost. And in its place is this perfectly formed ring. And then they come back and start putting in the gems. Too bad it didn't have the at least four big diamonds in there. But that's very interesting that, you know, this is a piece of antique, unfinished jewelry. And, all right, this is not silver. When I looked closely into this inside, I found some words. Let me see if I can find it again. Well, anyways, let's see if I can show you guys. It's really hard to position. All right. It's very difficult, but anyways, right on the inside, right out the side there, it says these 4 very pretty clear letters, P-L-A-T. And I'm not talking about plated. This is a first for me, and a first time I'm presenting a platinum ring. Like, I don't know, I mean, years and years ago, like let's say about 20 years ago, platinum, the metal platinum, used to be more expensive than gold. But I don't know if it went down or just gold went up and it just stayed, you know, low. But now gold is worth more than platinum by, I think, like more than 40%. So even though this is a platinum ring, the value of the metal is the equivalent of 14 karat gold, yellow gold. So that's not too bad. I mean, I only paid $8.99 and, you know, a little bit over for tax. But you just look at the quality of this ring, you can tell like it's a real piece of jewelry. Like, see all the holes for, you know, to accommodate the gems. That way there'll be more light going through them. And then to lighten up them and strengthen the ring, they have all these like little slits on the side of the ring. So I thought this was pretty cool, even though it's an unfinished ring. And the fact that they have these really cool tiny sapphires in it, it totally, you know, screams out Art Deco, Art Deco. Well, luckily this ring, even though it's worth the equivalent of a 14 karat gold ring, platinum, by the way, is like heavier than gold, right? Like maybe slightly. So it doesn't look like much, but this ended up I think weighing like 6 or 7 grams. But I calculated it was like scrap value was $240 Canadian, which is not bad for my $9 investment. So that was pretty good. And at another Salvation Army thrift store location, I picked up this, not so great of a deal, but I had a coupon. So it was $24.99, and it's obvious a gold ring without a stone, which I don't know, I might match a stone that I might have kicking around that is about this size, but I believe it's an antique ring because inside it is marked 9 carat. 9, I think it's like KT or CT or something. It's right on the inside. So that's why they listed it so much, because they knew it was gold. They read it, right? But 9 carat is very uncommon. I think it works out to be like 40% gold, 39, I don't know. But yeah, like last week, I found that, what was it, almost like last week, I found that 8 karat gold ring, which is very odd too. That was like marked 0.333. It's just marked 333. So this was slightly better. And for the price of a jewelry bag, I already, found the winner out of it. So, just without, sort of cutting out all the nonsense of, the search and all that. Even though I enjoy the search, but I bought this, used my $10 coupon, and it ended up being like 17 bucks. So yeah, 17 with taxes. It didn't weigh much. It was like 3 grams, but I checked scrap gold calculator, even at 9 carats, which I dare not use my testing acids, because I think the smallest acid or the lowest concentration is 10 carat. It'll eat through this. I mean, slowly though, because it still is gold. Well, 40% gold. But it ended up being worth in scrap like $66 Canadian. So there is a profit. I still made like 3 times my money. Just like what I look for when I buy scrap silver, scrap silver jewelry at the thrift store, or even silver spoons. As long as I make 3 times, you know what? Even as long as I make double my money, I'm happy. But 3 times is what I typically aim for as average. So it should relate to a minimum for gold as well. 3 times my money, because that's a good profit margin. 3 times. And then just the other day, I bought this. This was in the display case in one of the trays at the Salvation Army thrift store. And I think people really didn't bother to look at it, because it's like, what is this little baggie? But, because Coinpicker is such a curious person, always looking at every little nook and cranny. That's what you have to do to find the good stuff. I even checked out this bag. I was like, what is in here? And why is it in the jewelry section? There must be a reason. So I asked the lady to pull out the tray. I started looking through the stuff. Look at this. And bingo! This is coin jewelry, but going by the mount, it looks like tribal jewelry. So let me explain. This is an Austrian thaler from, all right, they have a date here of 1780, but they call this like a fixed date. I mean, you can't really see it, but this is considered a trade dollar, and there's like an X, but you can't really see it because of this thing. X meaning that this is like a frozen date. They keep on producing it. They actually still produce these as trade dollars, or for collectors even. So they made these for the last 200 plus years. And very widely spread trade dollar, or thaler. And it's like 28 grams of, I believe, 900 silver. And I think the Austrians licensed out the rights to the Italians at one time, and then they, the British, or other countries, because certain countries, let's say, for example, in the Middle East, early on, like during the 1800s, when they first traded with the Europeans, like Austrians, for their goods, like, I don't know, bitumen, whether like tar or oil or something like that, and spices and silks and whatnot, they used this form of currency to trade just basically as bullion to buy their goods. And when other traders came and had like other silver dollars, or maybe other years, like maybe like instead of 1780 it was like the current year of like 1820 or something like that, the locals in the Middle Eastern countries were very suspect and thinking, oh, is this like fake? Like we always remember it exactly to be like this. So they would not accept them. So I guess that's what made Austria just keep on pumping out the exact same coin to use for trade. Sort of reminds me of a old comic book, or was it a cartoon or comic book of was it Huey, Dewey, and Louie or something, or what's that, Uncle Scrooge, the ducks, and something like there was this tropical island, and all they would accept as currency was like soda pop tin tops or something. What do you call it? The bottle caps. And so I think it was like Uncle Scrooge, bought a whole bunch of them just to like trade with them and like make a bundle. And I think he ended up flooding the market and something like that. That totally reminds me of that. But at least this is real silver coins. So, they, I don't know how many millions and millions that they actually sent over there and made by different countries over the years. So typically these are considered restrikes. And there is a way to find out which mint and which year they were produced by certain features. I think online they do have some chart that says, like if the X, well, you can't see this X, but it's made a certain way, then it's from 1820, or it's from the Gutenberg Mint, or Milan or London or something like that. So it's very interesting because there's lots of varieties, obviously. And this one, I believe it's basically they have all these silver coins from like these foreign silver coins in those countries. And what did they do? I mean, they're considered like wealth. So in many traditional countries, very like tribal countries, they make jewelry, they wear their wealth. So they actually made elaborate, traditional, customary necklaces and pendants out of these. And this is one of them. And I believe this is from Oman. And I believe Yemen also turned them into some form of jewelry. I mean, they had some of them that have little dangly bells attached to them. This is the common way, like making a huge loop. So I think as a restrike trade taller, it will probably be like worth like basically double silver value or more. All depends, like when was the restrike, but as sort of like a ethnographic, cultural, tribal, I guess, jewelry, it brings it up a notch into the area of like a form of art, right? And online, I've seen these on websites, let's say not, eBay or anything. They sell for like, or they're asking on web, jewelry or antique curio websites, something like this for like $179. More spectacular, huge pieces for into the hundreds, So I thought, all right, $39.99. I was sitting on the fence. I was humming and hawing. I was, and what was really cool, like I think I ended up buying just like a jewelry bag since I had a coupon, and I thought that was the better deal. But the ladies there, all right, there's one lady there that always, always talks to me. She's super friendly, super nice, and I told her, this is a little pricey. It's like very similar to what, like the antique stores sell, like price wise. So I'm not sure. I told her, like, at first I told her to hold it for me while I was shopping, and at the end of the day, I just said, okay, I'm just going to purchase this jewelry bag. Here's a coupon. This, put it back in the case, and I got to think about it. It's just too expensive. And she probably knew I only had one coupon on me, and she was so cool. You know what she said? Like under her breath, she goes, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you. Just here." She passes me a new $10 off coupon, and she goes, "Just go back out of line." So when it's my turn again, she waves me over. She let me use the coupon she just gave me, and it ended up being $30 plus I think $1.50 tax or something. So she was so kind to do that for me, and I thanked her discreetly. But I think she realized okay, I know and I appreciate what it is, so I'm probably the best person to buy it. When other people would probably think, oh, it's just a damaged coin. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty nifty. I really like it. And the coin is in pretty good shape other than being mounted. So let's get a close-up of that. Oops. All right. So you got the two-headed eagle, the crest. Something like Emperor and Duchess of Burgundy in Tyron. I looked it up, but totally forgot now. I do that. But yeah, it's like Emperor or Regina, Emperor, Hungary, Bohemia. Oh, I forgot what the R stand for is. Teresa. Yeah, it's like Maria Teresa. That. By the grace of God, Del Grazia. And on the edge, they made this, when they minted the coin, to stop people from filing or taking away silver and counterfeiting. They have an edge design. Some wording to it too. Something like Clementia. I think it's something, there's part of it that says justice and clemency, but in Latin, but instead of a J, it's like a U, or, there's no J back then. Or I think I'm getting it right. But basically justice and mercy in a way. Clemency, mercy. But that's pretty cool. Nice big coin jewelry. So that is definitely a keeper. Anyways, this is my haul. I hope you guys liked it. I mean, this is somewhat of a first. Something big coin jewelry. Well, this is a first too. I mean, 9 karat. I think I found 9 karat before, but definitely platinum. That's a first for me. And there you go. Yeah, tell me what you guys think. And I hope you like it. I hope you like this video. Anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe. And by the way, if you want to send us some mail or donations or anything, send it to our P.O. box below. All right, anyways, Coinpicker out.